We're back. If you watched the previous episode, if you haven't watched the previous episode where we talked a little bit about Eralia, is that right? Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Eralia. Mm-hmm. Eralia and Gal.
I'll kill you.
Talking about their experiences in Star Citizen and, of course, their experiences with things like the sandbox nature of the game. If you're watching this on YouTube, right above Eralia's head, say this again, is a link. That link will be for the previous episode. Go watch that and come back. But if you have already watched that, welcome. This is the question and answer section of the show where we take questions from the chat specifically for everyone here. And this is going to be a off the rails one. So just letting you know ahead of time, be prepared because there's some answers. The cast already knows that they cannot swear for the first minute. That's it. And I'm continuing to talking so I can make sure that we're past the first minute, which we just are. So they are going to possibly
swear now.
Be saying some swears, some gosh darn it swears.
30K. No.
I get really triggered when I play this game, so I have thoughts.
Okay, so my first question for Eralia is Eralia is Eralia.
I love it.
Ray. There we go.
Like Eralia. A ray of joy.
Yeah. Ray, like from Star Wars.
What are your thoughts on the Star Citizen star map?
Okay, I have some valid thoughts. Okay? Everyone think for a second. Okay, when you go into a restaurant for the first time, the first things you experience are the host or hostess or the host person. You also experience the menus, right? Like the menu that you hold and you get to pick your food from, and like the state of the table, whatever, right? So all things of like the pleasantries of like how nice of an experience it is. What am I paying for? Is this going to be a good experience? Does it matter when the food comes out if you walked in and the waitress is a bitch, the menu has grease stains all over it, and the table's nasty? I mean, if the food's amazing, you're kind of like, maybe I'll get takeout, I'll stick around, but like, I'm not coming here again, or most likely not, right? And so, not to be dramatic, but the Star Citizen star map is pretty much my menu to the verse. And don't get me wrong, I stick around because there's a lot of other things that play into my experience being a Star Citizen backer and player, right? However, when I play the goddamn game and I'm trying to go literally anywhere, over half of the time, I can't go there because I can't click on it. And if I do click on it, it will teleport me through a planet. I will just die, blow up, or I will have to emerge from the surface of the planet within the planet. You know what I'm saying? That's not...
Preach it.
What?
I said preach it.
Okay, I'm just saying. Like, there are too many issues with the menu of the Star Citizen restaurant. There are so many issues, and like, it doesn't play into
Clearly someone that's never dined at McDonald's.
Listen, I'll stick around. I know what I'm getting when I go to McDonald's, but we pay how much money for this game?
Gal, you go to
$45.
You go to like dirty, nasty McDonald's. Is that what you do? Because I don't go to those McDonald's. Those McDonald's are not places you go to.
Have you ever been to mate? We don't have fancy restaurants where you have someone that shows you the table. What the heck? You guys
listen. You're in Australia. You guys don't have what?
See, this is why we don't care about the map. The map's fine. Okay.
No,
that's fine. They're used to having to read a map by stabbing dingoes in the eye in order to even open the map. Every time they open a map,
you point in the direction of where you're gonna go. You don't even have maps.
You just have to use Wally's watch in the sun. Anyone get that reference?
I don't get that.
Anyone get Wally's watch? Anyone?
Anyone knows what that is?
No, someone's got to know it. Wally's watch. Come on.
Australians in the chat.
There are Australians in the chat who will get it.
It's a Crocodile Dundee reference.
Oh, okay.
Anyone? Mod check?
Yeah, because the girl in Crocodile Dundee, the girl's like, "Oh, what time is it?" And he looks at the sun, and then he stole the other guy's watch, and he's like, "Oh, it's about 4 o'clock." Yeah, never mind.
Anyways, I 100% agree, Eralia. It is a disaster. It is a fucking nightmare to choose that map. And this is
I'll do a YouTube guide.
this is from somebody who's been using that map since both of these two guests were in high school. And it's not improved. It is not improved for that long, and that's saying something. It is a fucking nightmare. It needs to get fixed, and CIG knows, and they're working on it. But it is one of those things that CIG, I hope, fast tracks, because one of the problems I have with
very easy workarounds.
it's the problem I have with it is that right now it's being prioritized for Squadron, which I get, but like it's the thing that everyone asks. CIG, everyone asks for it to be fixed. It's been asked for like years, and you go, "Oh, we'll get Squadron first." No, no.
It's the menu. It's the menu. When you have new players coming in, and I'm serious. I'm going to keep using this because I worked in the food industry for many years before I became a military leader person. Like I started off in a restaurant, and my first thought is someone's first time. It's always someone's first time coming in to eat. It does not matter how many times they've been there. It doesn't matter if they're an old returning player or if they're a new player opening up. You'd always treat them like they're a new person there. And with the game, one of the very first things you do once you finally figure out how the fuck to get to your ship and not die in an elevator. I mean, one of the first things you do, generally speaking, is get into your ship and set your route somewhere. And if you can't do that, not because it's of any fault of your own or the players, it's because it's the game. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's not even going. I'm not even going to go on my rant about how the mobiGlas needs to be updated, like significantly.
Oh yeah.
Because even though the star map is your like beginning menu for the universe, the mobiGlas is literally your in-game menu. You can't access half of the game's functions, and it's so old.
Yeah. Anyways. Opening the menu crashed my game today. The map definitely does need to update. Since if you need to double click so that when you zoom in, the planets don't disappear, then it's definitely workaroundable. But like, and I've found myself to be pretty proficient at the map. But like for most people, it's pretty effed up.
Yeah. This is to say that Star Citizen, like as all of us play this game regularly, like frequently for hours. We create content for this game. So it's not like we're saying this game is terrible. It's just one of those things where you sit there and go, please. Because at its core, we also know that it scares other people away too. So.
It's hard. It's hard for new players. Yeah. It's like Mortal Online 2. There's no hand-holding. It's really,
They just yeet you into the fire, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Except Mortal Online has a help chat. Star Citizen doesn't have.
Yeah. I need a map
global
for
chat. People like, how do I open up the hangar? And they're like, oh yeah, just hit third person, and then you hold Alt, and then you hit third person again.
Yeah.
I need a map for Cluster, Arky. I know it like the back of my hand.
There's a map on Reddit for Cluster. It's very good. I'm serious.
All right. Next question comes from Fastguard, who asks, Eralia, you don't know me, but Paul can tell you about me. My question for you is, has anyone come up to you in game yet and asked, how moist are dem eyeballs?
We're bringing up all of the tough points right now. Yes. Okay. It's becoming a little bit obvious that I have some rather fiery opinions about certain parts of the game, and I get a little loud. My gremlin comes out, and I might yell about them sometimes. The first one is maps. Another touchy subject is moist eyeballs. I haven't had anyone come up to me, but this is in regards to a rant that I did regarding 317 when they released the ISC, and they were like, coming now, blah, blah, blah. We're reworking the mechanisms of the inner y equals mx plus b. And I paused it. And I paused it right there. And I was like, fucking no one cares about eyeballs. No one's going to look into your eyeball and be like, how moist is that eye? No one gives a shit. So yeah, and then I was like, I want a ponytail. We don't even have female ponytails, let alone my eyes. Like, just give me a normal haircut so I don't look like I'm out of like fucking Star Trek. Like, I'm not trying to be, you know what? I'm not that. So
just want to grow my hair out, man.
And then I unpaused the video, and immediately they said they're working on hairstyles. So that was kind of fruitless, but
it was more like, what? That was more what it was like. I showed my mum, and she proceeded to call Eralia a cartoon girl from now on.
Yeah, my new nickname from Gal's mom is Cartoon Girl, and we were FaceTiming, and he was like, "This is Cartoon Girl," and she was like, "What?" She doesn't sound anything like the video, and I was like,
She was screaming.
I was yelling, "This is not me."
So Fastcart is both the most charming man you will ever meet in existence, and he is also he is also very much a troll. He is one of my mods, and as all mods is that. Yeah, he is one of, like, there's two people who I think have the official or unofficial official title of Star Citizen Ambassador, and Fastcart's one of them. He's been around for a very long time.
A man of culture.
He's a man of culture and class. And his birthday is almost always on IAE or CitizenCon.
Oh, really?
His birthday is almost always in CitizenCon. So, yeah.
Nice.
He shares a birthday with Star Citizen.
Heck yeah! Pleasure to meet you.
All right. So Spazzy Nerd 1 asks, can we watch the map rant on stream, Kappa, or get a reenactment? We already did, so we're good with that one.
Yep.
Spazzy Nerd 1 asks, for Gal, what happens when you steal people's food on a Redeemer? You're doing
so if you guys didn't know, a lot of the ships you go on, like the 600i and the 890 and stuff like that, they have a bars and the Phoenix. But you cannot take the alcohol. The only place where there's a bar where you can take alcohol is in the Mile High Club. However, that is all changed with the Redeemer. With the Redeemer, there's a little fridge as you enter the ship, and you can take everything out of it. Like everything. There's cans of beans and meat and everything. You can take it. So I was on Brooklizer's ship, and you get booted. What I was running away from him, eating the cans of food, and then he knocked me out, and I fell down, and then somehow just went out the back of the ship, gone. It was so funny.
Anything you do to the Redeemer is God's work, because I hate that ship. I hate that ship so much.
You don't like the Nutcracker? It's a Christian's favorite.
There's a long story about it, but it's an old man rant story, because it was the reason why I don't like it was because it was a ship designed by committee, and the guys who worked on it did really well, and they managed to do it, but they like basically said, what does the community want? And they just made that ship. And there were other ships that I enjoyed better, and I was like, why did this win and these other ones didn't? And so ever since then, I've just said it is a trash can that is on fire, that is rolling down the street. No one want to touch it. It's dangerous.
Oh my God.
That's the Herald. That's definitely the Herald.
I was about to say the Herald or the Buccaneer.
No, just the Herald.
Mm.
Kill Anna. I said that.
Yep.
But
Galactic Tactic.
When you said that, Gal, like, you know, like this, so you don't know that there's this thing, you can take everything from it. My first thought was the meme, which is like the government doesn't want you to know that that everything in the Redeemer is free. I have 15,000 cans of beans from Redeemers and at home, or whatever, that whole meme.
Yeah.
Gal was actually, so we talked about how he's a troll. I have one more story about Gal that just came to mind, where we just got the 317.1 patch, and it was the Ninetales event region. Was it on PTU still? Yeah. So anyways,
is that when you were talking smack?
No, okay, no. It's when you discover the new throwing mechanic. And so we get to this area, and I'm like, oh my God, there's like casualties. It's a crime scene. There's so much going on. And Gal's like, he's wearing shoes. And then it goes quiet, and I see him run all the way across the map to take off this guy's shoes. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, Gal? Why are you? And then he runs around like a little pack rat, taking off every casualty's shoes in a box. And then he yeets it like a football player. It goes all the way across the platform. That thing goes for miles, baby. And we just start taking off all the shoes of these poor dead people that suffered in the Ninetales event.
They went so far, though.
They go
you could throw it like NFL quarterback type shit. Like, it was insane. I swear you could injure people with that.
Oh yeah.
No wonder you can't throw stuff in Armistice Zone. It's crazy. Amazing amount of power.
We used to do that. We used to take stuff and just beam people with it and knock them out. You could knock people out with hot dogs. It was hilarious. Yeah. There were literally people were because the tradition used to be you drink water bottles, right, or drink things, and then you'd have that empty bottle.
Yeah.
So instead of throwing it away,
just, like,
you would beam the person, the NPC
Exactly.
behind it. You would just constantly beam them with these things. And I think something was happening where like. Because the NPCs actually have health, like we were knocking out NPCs, and so they just wouldn't exist behind the counters.
What?
I feel like we all have a memory doing that. I distinctively remember being at Arcorp. You know where the clothing, like you come out of the hotel, there's the clothing store in front of you, and the train was going by, and I threw a soda can, and it literally bounced off my friend's head. I was like, oh my god, that was one of my introductions to the game. I was like, I'm sold.
I remember why you can't throw in more, because when they added in the new throwing mechanics, they also added in grenades became added to that. New mechanics. So if you there was a way you could drop grenades and someone could pick them up and throw them, activate them and throw them in armistice zones. So people were just like like softballing grenades everywhere in like ArtCorp and just killing everybody.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's why they're like, they're just like, no, you cannot throw anything in armistice zones anymore. It is illegal. Yes, you can follow Eralia on Twitch.
No.
No. Oh wow. Yeah. Follow her. If she says no, then you follow.
No.
All right. Next question.
Kidding. It's a joke.
Comes from. Let me close that here. Next question comes from Del Ener, who asks, with the upcoming PES, Persistent Entity Streaming, patch, would y'all like to see logout timers in some mechanism to discourage combat logs? Yes.
Yeah.
It's a standard. It's just standard. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everyone would. And I don't think anyone is against that. Just
Please.
Look, I think it's a difficult thing because sometimes people want to log and change servers. Like I bounty hunt.
Yeah.
I bedlog all the time searching for bounties. But I think, and I don't even think it should be a combat thing, because what if you have a crime stat and then you're like, oh, bounty hunter's here, Alt F4, bye, disappear, because you're not in combat. I think it should be maybe even just a CS
just
thing.
timer.
And with that also sucks because playing red, you either have a crime stat because you accidentally shot a guard at a bunker, which, I mean, most new players these days, geez.
Me.
Or you want to run bed and you're like a honeypotter, like maybe like Jacemo or like Moist does it and stuff, and Darklaw, they have a big crime stat, want people to come for them. That's the only time you'll see people running red because it's not lucrative. I remember there was a guy in global chat. I talked to someone, and basically the guy was in a connie. He was doing Vaughn missions and literally just spamming Vaughn missions. And every time he'd see another player, he'd just Alt F4 or bedlog. And it's just like, why are you allowed to do that? You're supposed
What I would suggest is more of just a flat timer where like you log out and then your character persists for like a minute. Doesn't matter if you're fight or not, just flat timer for that logout time.
What happens if you want to get into another server and then do you have to wait a minute? I mean, that seems like fair.
Yeah,
honestly, I'd be down for that.
You just wait a minute. That's
it's not very long.
Yeah. Something that's like a minute or two, if you want to get into another server, 2 minutes is not in the grand scheme of things.
1 minute is enough, man.
Yeah.
I literally have a clip from when I was offline. Literally, I'm shooting someone's connie and it blows up. And just as it blows up, it says, like, literally, like, split second. Yeah, literally, like, that second. It was insane. Like, for you guys who saw it, it was mental. Like, literally, like, the exact time he logged out was the exact time I killed him. It was insane. He was in the middle of a EHRT. Like he was in the middle of an ERT, and he just literally climbed into his bed. The ship wasn't even going. The ship was still. So there's just hammerheads laying into it, and the guy just didn't care. He just went bedlogged. That was it. Yeah,
and that's
lost the bounty.
That's one of those things. Like if you just had a 1 minute timer, or not even like a
you'd be in prison.
Timer. You lay in bed for a minute and there's a little timer that says this is how long you got, and if CIG wants to get all fancy with it, you can just say like you have an animation where your eyes are fluttering and you adjust yourself in bed and you wait and it kind of just slowly ticks down to timer while you're
like Minecraft. It goes kind of dark and then when it comes to bed it goes
Yeah.
There are monsters nearby. You cannot sleep.
Yeah.
Cannot log when you're in combat. That would be interesting. I think
you should be able to log out, but your character persists, because if I don't know, it's hard because we've been messing around with group bed logging. So like I have a Connie, I got Bruce, and like someone else. If you get everyone else to log out before the captain and the captain logs out, you can actually pull everyone into the same ship and you'll log in one by one out of the same bed. So I just wonder, we have to have a way to do that still, because that's really cool. I was so excited about that. But yeah, it'd be easy to figure out. But definitely combat timers.
Yeah, something to that degree. All right, next question comes from Gin and Tonic, who asks, most often when you get hit in FPS, you're dead, and while downed status is more common this patch than the last. You don't you think death should be the exception and downstate the rule? I mean, yeah. We'd all
Death is the exception, sorry?
So basically, Gin and Tonic's asking, do you think that death should be the exception and the rule is more down? Like, instead of like, you know, 50-50 chance is that like a 10%
I find that happens more. Yeah. I think like, yeah, because I mean, obviously, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, I don't think time to kill should increase. But I think, yeah, definitely, yeah, down the rule, 100%.
I don't know. I'm partial. I think that it just should depend on the severity of the wound or the complexity of what just happened. I mean, if they shot you and they killed you dead, then you're dead. I mean, you know, like, it's just as simple as that. So I don't know why.
Like, yeah, if someone's downed and you shoot him in the head, coup de grace, sure.
Yeah.
But
I don't think that there's like a rule or an exception. I think that it should be theoretically solely dependent on how you were injured and the severity of the issue or of the injury.
Right now, if I walk up to someone with a P6LR, which is like 50 cal, I think, and shoot him in the head, they will go down and have a Tier 3 injury in their head. I think we should see more Tier 1 and 2 injuries, for sure. But for now, there's no reason why people... like, medical beacons, first of all, don't work.
Yeah.
So there's, like, it's so damn rare for you to see someone that's like, hey, I'm downed. Honestly, the only people that you see that stay downed and want someone to rescue them are new players, because they don't realize, they don't want to lose their stuff, and any veteran player does not wait unless you're like you have mates outside the bunker, or you know what I mean, like. And then there was the issue with NPCs with C54s gone, and then just shooting you while you're on the ground.
Right.
But yeah. I think definitely more down means more content between players, and I think player interaction is one of the things that Star Citizen thrives on.
Yeah, I would agree, like, for a gameplay content standpoint, but I mean, it just depends on what, how realistic and how simulative.
Yeah, but it's
how
not
much simulation they're trying to provide to the community, right? Yeah. If they're trying to keep it realistic, if you take a headshot, you're dead, most likely, or a Tier 3 injury. If they're trying to keep it, keep some sort of like grace to the players, then yeah, sure.
I'd like to see something along the lines where is if you have armor, depending on the armor value, if you get downed, where you get downed is going to be determine the tier. So like heavy armor, you're likely going to get a tier 3 injury. But
Tier 3, yeah.
But
that makes sense.
But if you have light armor, it might save you, like a headshot. You won't die from it, but you're going to get a tier 1.
If you got a flight suit, it's going to be a big ouchie.
Yeah, and if you have a flight suit, you just like hope you like the respawn bed, buddy. Because that would also make people more willing to invest in armor, especially if they're going on missions, because then the armor will literally save them. So
yeah.
I think I had that backwards, the Tier 1 and Tier 3.
Yeah. So in essence, I agree. I think going down is a good thing. I think players need an incentive to stay down.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need an incentive to stay down.
Sorry.
That's true.
Sorry, you said it. I had to do that.
I always get caught with those. Giggity.
Yep.
So to speak.
All right. So Target Drone asks, can there be Sandbox gameplay without a sandworm? Asking you deep questions. Asking the deep questions.
Yes, because we have cat. You could have cats, and then they just poop everywhere,
Space
and then
cats.
you have a sandbox.
There we go.
Make sure cats don't poop in your sandbox everywhere.
You made me think you've thought of this before, Gal. That was so quick.
I saw it
Are you like
somewhere.
a
I saw it somewhere.
Oh, you saw it somewhere. I was like, there's no way you had something that quick where you prepared and you've been like dreaming of this space cat that you're gonna have. You have a name picked out. Like, I was like, why is that
I would
so
have a
quick?
dog. I'm not a big cat guy. I'm allergic to cats, so
that makes sense. I would
it's gonna
not
be fun
be
staying at Anna's. Oh my god, Bun's gonna kill me.
Oh yeah, she'll probably stay away from you. Cause she's
probably not.
She's Angie. She doesn't trust. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about Anna's
do like
cat.
me.
I was gonna say what's gonna happen is that cats are drawn to people who hate cats.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. They're little shits.
Animals love me because I'm allergic to all of them. It's insane. I don't mind. I just wash my hands.
All right. Midnight Black SC asks, what unreleased ship are you looking forward to the most? Aurelia.
Oh wait, never mind.
Argo Cargo is
Girl thinks, what is this?
Honestly, mine was the Scorpius. I don't really have plans after that because I don't really know what's going to be released. And I don't have anything like on a timeline. I don't project so far out where I'm like cracking, what's cracking. I don't I don't think that far ahead. It was like Scorpius, and then my light bulb goes out until something else comes up on the roadmap. So I guess now it's the Banu Merchantman because it's the next-ish one. Yeah, I don't know. I just get excited for the next thing because shiny.
Gal.
Oh man. Well, I mean, obviously, like for me, Endeavour, Hope, Apollo, because they're the big ships that I own. That I'm, that's the path I want. But a ship that really interested me, not in terms of the ship, was the Pioneer, because I'm a big I always played Minecraft, but I'm like, damn, I wish I could have someone farm this farm for me. So I wonder where hireable NPCs could go. Like in Eve, how you can have the passive income kind of thing. I just want to live on a little farm out on the moon, man. That's all I want. I want to have a Pioneer come down, give me a little house. A little place for my ships. I mean, I guess probably an Endeavour won't fit in there, but it can stay in it. I want a little farm, man. That's all I want. I want a simple life.
Plays Truck Simulator, man. I wish someone would drive this truck for me.
No, but I don't know. I think just in an immersion kind of way. It'd be cool. It'd be cool. I don't know. I'm weird. It's whatever.
No, it makes sense. Like taking one of your tasks off of your taking off one of your things off of your plate, because it's not like the whole game is farming. I was just dying laughing, farming simulator. I wish someone would farm this farm for me.
That actually reminds me of a game. I used to play a lot of X Simulator, X3, AP, and all of that. That's where I got used to the flight model of Star Citizen, the old one, because the strafing is really powerful, and you can also you can set up trading routes for NPCs to follow and stuff. And I loved that stuff. And you could base build in the very far end game, but control squadrons. Obviously, it wouldn't be like that in Star Citizen.
Yeah,
and I would expect them to be doo-doo if you could hire them, but something simple. Have them be able to do it, not well at all, but just do it,
Just run this cargo. I don't care if you crash it, but just run
it. You run out of fuel. I don't care. I'll come rescue you. I just want the content from that. That'd be cool. Yeah.
My next unreleased ship obviously is the Corsair, because I'm a Drake simp.
Very sexy.
I'm with that one too.
So that's just that. Jake Acapella asks, what's your go-to pizza? Gal, go-to pizza. Standard.
Jake
pizza. Is your favorite?
I go to pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza?
I actually, to be honest, I like anchovy pizza.
Really?
And pepperoni pizza. They're if the pizza I've eaten the most is pepperoni pizza. Okay. Simple. Very simple guy.
Really?
My favorite pizza to order is actually chicken onion mushroom, but I typically go pepperoni. So if I'm feeling it, I'll go for my normal, maybe some pineapple on there, but pepperoni is my fallback.
Yes, pepperoni gang.
Mine is pepperoni, sausage, green peppers, mushrooms, and
olives.
not olives. What is it? I think it's about it. Yeah, pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, green peppers. That's my kind of standard.
So like a supreme minus the black olives.
Supreme.
Yeah, like
those
a
are good.
minus
Supreme minus
olives.
olives.
Yeah,
Good.
Heck yeah.
What do you mean, space tomato? Jesus Christ, man! Come on.
Space tomato good on you?
You can't please this guy. I swear to God.
No.
You can't please this guy.
Oh man.
Listen.
Pizza.
Drake or a Dark Dragon Kev asks, favorite ship manufacturer and why? Aurelia.
Drake, rugged, easy to acquire, and gets you where you need to go.
Yes. Okay. Gal. Favorite.
RSI because our Lord and Savior Chris Roberts. I don't know. I actually think Drake as well. I really like utilitarianism. Stuff that's like, it's just built purpose, built simple kind of thing. Which is like Andromeda kind of follows that line a little bit. It's got a lot of exposed stuff, and yeah, that's I go Drake.
This is the best panel.
I don't like things that are too clean. I
I've
don't like
ever
things that are too clean.
Woo!
Yeah, because
I refuse to buy the Herald. It's not happening. No Herald.
Harold's
you don't
fine.
like the flea? You don't like
You're
the
not
flea?
going to
Herald.
say that when data running is actually a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
you're
you
going
wait
to be
till I
like,
can
oh, I
use
need
my
a data
reclaimer.
running
Wait
ship
till I
that's
can
going to
use
be
my
small and it'll get me places, and it's going to be the Drake.
It's gonna get grinded up. Gonna have lots of little spare parts in my reclaimer.
Listen, Jake. This is the first time I've ever had 3 people who all agree with me that Drake is the best ship manufacturer. Okay, let me have this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most believable, man.
It's the most people are not, usually there's like maybe one other person on the panels that are like Drake, but a lot of them are like
I like
Aegis or
Origin.
Anvil
Oh
or
no,
Origin.
you just go.
Very few-
No.
Very few Origin because Origin
It's the
bad.
Swiss
Crunchy
Army
likes
knife.
Origin.
They just do everything.
Yeah. All right. Next question comes from Shake That Desk 17, who asks, "Do you think commercial flight missions are far out for us? Like moving
First of all, great
people
name.
back and forth." Yeah, that's a really good name.
I don't think
Got a
that's
couple
going
good
to be
ones.
a NPC mission. I think that's kind of what we do now. I mean, maybe it could be in the future, but I don't think that it's coming up
Starliner.
soon. I don't think it's coming up soon because the NPCs don't work that well right now.
Yep.
I don't trust them to walk onto my ship because they'd walk out. Like it's like
into
they're
vacuum.
like pets.
Yeah.
we treat them like we just kind of lure them on
It's
and
the
see how many
Tamagotchi
we can
that
pilot.
dies when you look away.
Literally. So I don't see them having enough fidelity to stay on board. So I don't think that soon is the right word. I think that it's more
Eventually.
like player based right now, but eventually, yeah.
Soon TM. I mean, like, yeah, Starliner. At the moment, AI is really damn good. People, this is one big gripe that I have because people always say Star Citizen's AI is so crap. Look at these NPCs. They're like,
It's better
it's
than
not
it
AI,
was.
it's the service. It's the servers. It's not the AI.
Yeah.
If you've ever, I'll never ever forget on the 3.12.1 patch. I think I say this like every time I'm anywhere, but it was the Wave 1 patch for Xenothreat, the first ever Xenothreat, and it only let like I think 10 people max on a server.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I went on an 890 jump mission and I was used to like, oh yeah, I'll just bring an LH86 and go bah, 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 and shoot all the NPCs standing still. I got out into the main hallway. They suppressed me, pushed me up from each side, and suppressed me as they moved up. And in 10 seconds, I was dead. I was like, what just happened?
I always say that there are 2 modes that the NPCs have. They're either SEAL Team 6 or Dirt Squad.
It's not even that. I figured out the AI. I've figured it out.
Because
Little guide, if you want to... Yeah, well... Any Mr. Destructoids in chat? Just get the bots going.
Gal's a lizard. Continue.
But really, I think I'm going to do a guide on bunkers because a lot of people struggle with the AI, and people are like, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they laser beam you, and it's not sometimes. They're actually pretty consistent. The problem is they wait for server ticks. From what I gauge, they have like their normal like moving and cover, but when you're in view of them, or if they're behind cover and you're in view behind that cover, that's when they start aiming. Be it over the blind fire or aiming at you. Because the servers are really bad, I think they've ramped up accuracy. So all you have to do is duck behind cover and then get up, and then duck behind cover and then get up, and they will never shoot at you. ever. They might move and stuff like that, but it's all just timing. I clear bunkers with my fists all the time. Like they're very, very predictable once you understand how they work. But yeah, the AI is really good. It's just the servers. The servers, we're just waiting. That's all it is. The AI is really, really, really good.
Well, we do know that CIG at one point was planning on the NPC travel missions. They added it to the 3.
Oh, yeah, I kind of segued. Sorry,
it's all right. We know that they added 316, but at the same time, it's like they haven't added it back at all. It's been 2 patches, and it's not even. It wasn't mentioned in the monthly reports. It's not mentioned. That's one of those things that I think a team had some time and said, "Hey, let's try this out." They tried it out, and it didn't work, and they were like, let's push this way out to someplace else, and maybe we'll get back to it. So
it's just waiting for servers. I mean,
we're still working on pyro and meshing and all these other things.
It'll come, but not anytime soon.
Soon, TM.
Chris Roberts soon timeline, which could be anywhere between now and the heat death of the universe.
Oh my god, which could be now.
Yeah.
The next generation of Star Citizen is the next generation on the captain's table.
Yes.
Like that kid that I picked up that day. Did you guys see that?
No.
There's a 14-year-old raging at the ASOP terminals going, "My ship isn't claiming."
Oh yeah, Gal adopted as.
And I made friends with him.
Kid. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought he was annoying. I thought he was rude. I went to steal his ship. The ship was blown up. I went back. I felt bad for him. And he was actually like the most polite, nice kid ever. He was like 14. He plays almost every second day. Like, great kid. Emerald Gamer. His name is Emerald Gamer, but it's spelled wrong.
I know him. I know him. I've run into him a couple times. Yeah.
Really? He's the most polite kid ever.
That's awesome.
Like really, really, really nice. I was actually like so blown away by his manners. It was great. Yeah. Good kid.
All right. Dark Dragon Kev asks, what's something that you want in the game that has not been announced yet?
Crafting. I'm a sucker for crafting. I don't know what they would do with it, or I don't know, maybe if like mobs are introduced and then you have to craft yourself a little shelter. Like, I don't know. There's just so many possibilities. Your ship gets blown up. You have to craft yourself a shelter
because make a food. Like, imagine
a campfire after I kill a worm. I mean, whatever, sandworm campfire, make some stew. I mean, literally the simplest things. I will be happy with twig fire. Like, rock twig fire, small shelter, make a sword. I would be so happy with literally any form of crafting. Like, crafting herbal remedies, crafting actual structures, armor. Yeah.
Oh, swords, please. Please. They get spears. Spears are in. Spears are coming in Squadron 42 because the Vandal. We've seen it.
I would make a spear so hard. I would stand outside of the Klesher escape route and I would spear
something
people.
Other than knives. I want more melee. I want more melee combat. I love that shit.
Yeah.
But not lightsaber. I don't know.
I am one of those people who wants more melee combat as well. So I feel that.
AI farmers and melee combat.
I will.
That's my answer.
What, that's your AI farmers and melee combat is what
AI
you want
farmers and swords. That's what I want. I basically want the Roman Empire. Give me the Roman Empire.
You have 8-year-olds on your stream tonight. Just so you know, me and Gal are best friends. Like, he's one of my best friends IRL. So like, you've got a good craft.
This is fine. I'm waiting for the Minecraft songs to begin. The
day me and Gal stream Minecraft together.
Yes.
The day the world is just gonna stop turning.
Yes.
Tomorrow?
There we go.
Stop. I installed it the other day, Gal.
If it stops turning, then Star Citizen will finish sooner in the
We'll talk
kind of
offline.
like time
we'll talk offline.
of things.
I just installed Minecraft yesterday. Okay, stop.
Yeah. Welcome.
I'll message you.
see, I
play Minecraft with us?
My secret is that I've actually been getting back into Minecraft because I've been watching Minecraft tubers for some reason. That ended up on my feed.
You're going to be playing with us?
Maybe.
I just reinstalled it because I've been having the itch.
Let's go.
The itch.
I haven't played in
server,
years, so there you go.
I talked to someone about Minecraft today, and they were like, it's always that first hump where you like enjoy and everyone's doing their thing, and then you have everything, and then it just dies.
Yeah, then it just dies. Yeah, once you do that.
God, man, I have so many traumatic memories with Minecraft. I'm one of the, and you know what? We're not going to talk about Minecraft.
Yeah.
This
Is a
is Star
screamer.
Citizen. Nope.
Creeper. What? Anyway.
All right. I will say the one thing that I'm looking forward to that's not announced is someone said it in chat already is like rappelling, like climbing and rappelling, being able to like climb up walls and stuff like that, or like using ropes because they have ropes. Ropes are gonna be are in the monthly reports. I've been talking about ropes, so.
Kidnapping?
Yes, for the kidnapping profession.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
They showed off a kidnapping profession, and it was not a kidnapping profession. It was definitely space BDSM. It was definitely space.
Well, I was going to say 890 jump users, 600 eye users,
Oh
Phoenix
my
users.
God.
The only
Step
other
Citizen,
answer,
I'm stuck.
I say that
What are you
far
doing,
too
Step
often, I
Citizen?
hate you. Listen, those new Babbage Hab couches are suspicious, okay? They're black and they're leather. Continue. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Next patch, ropes have been removed.
God.
We ruined it. It was worth it.
It's been past 2 minutes. We're good.
Oh, God.
Oh, let's go.
The only
I knew this was going to happen. Jake said
I said at the very beginning that this was going to go off the rails, and I knew it was. The only other thing
demonetized.
the only other thing I would say that is pizza, because it's not been announced yet, even though we demand pizza.
I have a headache.
All right. QPan asks, what's your favorite ship to... No, QPan. No, bad QPan. Mods asking the unclipped. He asked you what the best ship is to ram people. Gal, this is a question
Aurora.
for you.
Yep.
Aurora.
Yeah, Aurora. You saw Captain Burke's ram CIG members. If you're going above 400 meters a second, confirmed kill. Mm-hmm.
I mean...
On an 890 jump.
It's everyone's duty to troll CIG members when you see them in game. That's just the answer.
Dude, what was the new community?
Jake?
There's a new CIG member. I forget their name.
Jake?
I follow them on Twitter. No, not Jake. Jake's been around for too long.
Is it Turtle or something?
No, not Turtle. I forget the name. They had a reclaimer and they landed it on the lake. And I managed to get in, not Galactica. Anyway, I got in their reclaimer, got lost, didn't realize the elevators were bugged, got stuck in there. And then, if you guys know Catnuts, I heard the terrifying sound of his Connie with the 4 Gatling guns.
Oh,
and then he blew up. But yeah.
Gosh,
man.
All right. So, Death Trooper asks, what's your thoughts on CIG making profession-restricted ships locked to one role?
Ooh. I mean... We've seen this in the Cutlass Red catalog. It said using this ship, you will be able to pick up medical beacons, right? So I don't know. I don't think it should be. I don't know.
I don't think it should be restricted. I mean, there are some things that are just like mining ships. That makes sense, and like refining ships. Those are specialized equipment that you need for that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I also don't think they'll be the only ones. It's just right now the easiest thing for CIG to make is fighters and multi-role ships. So
right, because there's nothing else to do that's like expounded upon. I mean, mining is the biggest gameplay loop that I'm going to argue is one of the biggest gamelay loops that they've actually expounded upon. Yeah. When medical ships come into gameplay, it's probably going to be the same thing, same number, where they're not going to be. They might have some self-defense, but they're not going to be in a fleet realistically located, center or like front. I mean, they're going to be somewhere where it's like
they're support ships, right?
They're support ships. Yeah, exactly. So agreed.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing, right? Like, okay, we don't know where server meshing is going to go. We don't know how many players are going to be able to be together. The universe is going to be huge. So if you only have medical ships, what happens if you're exploring, you go down, and the only other ship is an exploration ship, but you're not in the medical ship, so you don't get the beacon? Like, that doesn't make sense. So.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It would make sense more just to have medical beacons be available for everyone. You just don't have the equipment. You don't have the equipment to do so. It's harder to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Multiple people taking medical missions would be nice as well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get one. Who took it? I think it was. Oh, you know who it was? It was Lyric. Lyric was streaming the other day on Star Citizen. massive streamer, and he went down in a bunker. Some doofus took his medical mission, jumped all the way to his planet, and then just went to the space station and sat there for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no, he's gonna come. We believe, chat. And he never came.
Yeah.
Never came.
That's messed up.
You can't do anything. That's why people just backspace. People just hit that bloody.
Is there a
left
way
bracket
to
and they don't do it.
ensure people to take the medical thing, whether it's a timer or something that they have at stake where they have to actually follow through with the mission?
Reputation.
Well, bad rep's supposed to be the thing, but you don't even finish the mission if you get it successfully. So
yeah,
don't even complete
adding
it.
to
So
like
there's no
your
point.
medical cred or whatever.
I mean,
it
you're not going
is.
to get minus rep for not completing a mission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just goes to 0 and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, actually,
Rating.
it does actually go to it goes negative, because if you screw up, if you take like one of those, if you take like the very beginning missions for any of the other mission chains, if you screw up the next mission, like say the net mission screws up and it doesn't work, then it'll actually give you negative reputation. So you will no longer able to have, like, I've done it before many times, where like doing bounty hunting, like you do the bounty hunting.
And there's box
thing.
missions. Jesus, she must have a lot of negative rep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I messed up her first ever box mission. I feel so bad.
And it just won't come back until, or it'll take time to tick back up.
Until it goes back into the queue.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I like that though. As long as everything's functioning, how it should, and it's not that you didn't do it properly because of a server malfunction. It's because of a genuine, like, I fucked up. Then they take that from you. As long as it's the person's fault and the player's fault, not the server, or something like that, I'm fine with it.
I think there should be an option for somebody who's getting a medical beacon to basically say no, and just like if someone accepts it, you just say no, and then like send out another beacon, and then that person.
It's like Eralia has accepted your medical beacon. No, oh my god.
Well, I have.
You don't want me.
Like HC Vertigo is a friend of mine who does a lot of stuff like this, and I'm like, if HC Vertigo ever accepted my medical beacon, I'd say no. Because I know he's just going to sit there and drag me out and then not heal me and then do some sort of crazy dance and then, that sort of thing. So I know people who would
sacrifice time.
Yeah. Yep. Who would just screw with you. And it definitely needs to happen just for like, trolling things. So
I'm very selective with my trolling, I must say. I don't just, go on people's streams and kill them. I'm very, very selective. Like if you've watched Anna's stream like long enough, you'll notice that the times where I troll, it's like some people, like, you guys have got to be, it's funny saying like troll and everything like that, because it is fun, it's funny, but if you're trolling a streamer, try not to like ruin their stream at the same time. Like I even tilted Eralia the other day because I went too far. Like there's a very fine line of like being funny and being annoying. But yeah. Just try not to kill people before they like about to do a mission they set up for 2 hours for.
And it's just something that you have to as like a content creator, that you are subjecting yourself to that kind of thing as you're creating content. I mean, whether it's a friend of yours or if it's a complete random, I mean, content is content, and I mean, you subject yourself to anything when you're streaming the game. So you just have to bite the bullet on that one.
Yeah, you just have to accept,
like for instance, I play with Cobra, troll him a bunch. I play with Eralia, troll her a bunch. Play with Anna, troll her a bunch. But if I play with like Space Tomato, for instance, where like I'll just like sit back, you know what I mean? I don't like do any like crazy stuff because it's just not needed, you know what I mean? Like you have to be tactful. You can't just be annoying. You gotta feel the vibes. You gotta feel the vibes. Yeah, like if we're running around a platform and Aurelia's talking shit about Star Citizen, you knock her out, she goes flying. It's like, well, it's not a big deal.
Facts. Actually, this is related to Minecraft. Okay, listen.
It was related to
Orison with the sunset looked like Minecraft with HD texture packs on. That's all I'm gonna say. And then Gal knocked me out with his fists. It looked like Minecraft with
400 meters a second. Aurelia's stream, they go great together. In an Aurora.
God.
It's only $45. You can kill Eralia.
Oh gosh. Yeah. With that, QPan asks, what purchases or CCUs did you do for Invictus this year? Nothing for me other than I bought a bunch of stuff for giveaways, but that's about it.
Nothing.
I'm poor.
Nothing.
Nothing. I just ran around.
Yeah. What'd you get, Gal?
I got AV equipment.
So what you did is you pirated like a boss, is what you're saying.
No, I
you did
doubled. I did some in-game gambling where I was able to double my money a lot of times.
I know what you're talking about.
No, I don't
I know
need
what you're talking
CCUs. Hey, I mean that's going back to the Sandbox thing, right? Like
Yeah.
I there was a little gambling where you could double your money, and I don't intend to just like destroy. Like Jake's not happy, but it's all right. Like what I used to do with my boys, we used to get heaps of money from mining, and then we'd go out to like HDMS on a random planet, like in a random place in Hurston where there's trees and stuff. Go hide in the bushes on foot and be like, "Hey guys," in global chat, anyone that can find us and kill us, you get 2 million per bounty.
What is this, Fortnite? You're dressing up as a bush?
Yes.
We used to go out as bushes, hide under rocks, and we'd say we'd be within 10 kilometers of this set place. And then people would come and hunt for us, and people would hijack Idris to come get you. Like, I can't find the videos. They're somewhere.
My God.
It was mental. It'd turn dark, and you've got searchlights going over. It was crazy, and that's what I intend to use it for. So it's gonna be epic.
All right.
It's fun. It's emergent gameplay.
I love that stuff. We were talking about Sandbox gameplay earlier. We'll call back to the first bit of the episode. There we go. Drake Dragon Kev asks, "Who is your favorite community manager and why is it Jake?" Lol. It's
Is Xylo? No.
Xylo. Gosh, I only know him as Wayne, but that's not his name, I don't think. He's one of the silent community members. His handle is Wayne.
CIG. Yeah.
Wayne CIG.
It's Wayne CIG.
Yeah.
Maybe his name's Enyel. It's like backwards.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't even know talk about it. But it's I don't know his full name, but I know he's got one of those names that like 15 people at CIG with the same name. So, but yeah, there's a couple of other community managers. Jake is my favorite community manager, but I'm biased because I've known Jake for years. Literally, Jake and I have went halvesies on like room and board accommodations for PAX South like multiple times. Like I've known Jake.
Oh hell yeah!
For that long.
That's sick.
For
the record, Jake is my favorite. Xylo ran me over multiple times with the Grey Cat, so not my favorite anymore.
That's
Jake's
just
president.
That's just how Xylo works. Yes.
God damn Xylo.
God damn it, Xylo.
Jake for president.
All of the community commanders are great.
Yeah,
we all know who Eralia's favorite is. It's Jake as well. So.
I don't even play Star Citizen.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No one plays Star Citizen.
Jake's I don't know how Jake deals with Eralia, honestly.
I don't know either. I'm a handful. Yeah, Jake's amazing. He's an amazing person, and he's an amazing community manager. So if you guys haven't interacted with him before, I doubt it because he works his absolute darndest to make sure he knows almost everyone in this community because he was a long-time backer before he was a community assistant manager who recently got promoted to community manager. So claps off. He's amazing. And then we also know Xylo, who is not as involved because he's also been promoted to hegemon of community managing. So he's like in charge of so many things and he juggles so many hats, and he is also heavily involved where he can be, especially like on Twitter and stuff like that. He's a great person as well. And then Galactica, she's new. She's in charge of all of the meme posts. So Jake's roadmap guy, who I call, and she's our post lady. So she does all of the memes for like the song lyrics and the Valentine's Day stuff. Yeah. And she's the one that is behind the Star Citizen account now. So she's brought a lot of life to the community. I don't know who did it before. No shots fired, but like since she stepped in, there's been a noticeable change. Whether people at first were like, this is cringy, this is an official account. Now people have kind of embraced it, and they're like, these are real people who also have a personality and love, laughing and joy and stuff. So she's been a major life source for the community as well. So that's
# professional shitposter.
I hate to say this, but I've known her for years before she worked for Star Citizen. So because she used to work for the World of Warships.
Yes. She was their person.
And so when I heard she got hired for for Star Citizen. I'm like, yes, finally, because before this, CIG actually didn't really have a social media person. They had like community managers had to step in and do some of the social media stuff. They didn't really have a social media person.
Eralia.
That explains it.
Fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys suck. I'm just
Ulf is another fantastic community manager. He's mostly focused in Europe. So if you people know Europe, and then again Wayne, I think I've known just Wayne CIG just because I know him through Twitter like that.
Waka's awesome as well.
Yeah, Waka, but I think Waka does community feedback. So yeah, but Waka's fantastic.
Waka does PDs.
Waka does PDs. Yes, he does.
He does synthwave.
All right. Next question comes from Death Trooper 1117th, who asks, "What do you think of CIG's view that one ship should not be better than another? Meta ships." I mean, it's an idea.
Like scissors, paper, rock. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. Talking about.
That didn't go well when they released the concept or like the trailer of the Odyssey, and they said this is better than the Carrack.
Yeah.
They didn't say that word for word, and I know it was just one thing that one of the devs said, but they were like, this is gonna be the Carrack killer, and everyone was like, why do I have a Carrack? Everyone like freaked out, like fire hands running around, like
it's because 50% of the community is Argo Cargo, and the other 50% is Carrack, and then they're like, Carrack killer?
Yeah, everyone like freaks out.
Listen,
Reddit blows up, Reddit blows up. Oh dear.
The real Carrack killer is
the Aurora.
Yes.
Argo Cargo.
The Argo Cargo. It won. It is the king
winner,
that sits upon its
dinner.
throne. She is the queen of all who she raised. The Argo Cargo must demand respect. She's presiding over the best times of Star Citizen. We're only going to get server meshing because the Argo Cargo won Best in Show last year. That's the reason why.
Can vote Mule this year. Get Drake on the map.
But in terms of like meta stuff, yeah, it's an ideal. Like they don't want to make any ship better than the other, but they're going to want to do a rock.
The different ships, so of course not. It's hard, right? Because if you make all ships, I mean, like, is right balance. Balance is what we're talking about here. It's not League of Legends. And in League of Legends, they haven't had balance in 12 seasons now.
Yeah.
We don't want balance. I think. Yes, certain ships like look at the Buccaneer. Look at the Cutlass, for instance. Sorry, not the Buccaneer. My brain.
It's the same thing, but smaller.
It's a jack of all. Yeah, pretty much. But it's a jack of all trades, right? You can fit a rock in there. You can fit cargo. You can do combat, but it's not the best at anything. I don't know. Like, I don't think ships should be as good as each other. I think they should counter each other in a way. It's in the way that, like, if I'm in a Connie and I'm fighting a light fighter, he's going to be on my ass the whole time if I don't have turrets. Certain ships should be better than others in some aspects. It's like, you can't heal people with a prospector. It's like yeah. I think that's a pretty straightforward one.
Yeah, but I think they're also talking about like ships within the same category though. Like you're comparing in like inter-genre. What about like intra-genre ships of light fighters, like a Talon versus a Saber versus a Gladi versus whatever? And I think that honestly we could say kind of the same thing, where there's probably some strengths and weaknesses like depending on which one you're flying and which one you're trying to counter, and it's the onus of the player, the person who's piloting the ship, to know their ship as well as the enemy ship, kind of like League in a way, where that like your strengths are XYZ, so I think that
it's in the way that some champions counter each other, but if you come across a one trick, they're going to know how to beat that counter.
Exactly. And I think that's the ships are like champions, but I don't know. I think it's easy to say that they should all be the same way all of the time. So like if the Talon is meta, it's always going to be meta. But like every time they rework something, it's inevitably going to change. Or whether they introduce a new ship. So I would like the ideal to be you always know that X is always going to counter Y unless you're really good at Y, whatever. But in the state of the game that it is right now, I don't think that it's possible with the frequency in which like things change.
Yeah, and I mean, Look at now, Sentinel. Like when, sorry, not now, but when EMP and Distortion were meta, Sentinel. Like everyone was flying a Sentinel, spamming those EMP missiles that you can't dodge. But I don't think the game. Like I'm obviously I don't PvP enough to like be able to talk big on this. Like this is like a Burks zero state A1 kind of convo, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like for me, as someone who is like average and versus mostly average or bad players, because I've rarely come across good pilots in the verse, just the way it is. I think that if you're a significantly better pilot than someone, you're just going to win straight up.
Yeah. Well, that's the it's designed for. I will say, a lot of people also right now are only looking at the hard factors. So they're looking at things like, can this ship outturn this ship? Can this ship outgun this ship? Can this ship...
Stats don't mean everything.
Yeah, the things you see on a card, like on a trading card. And what's going to happen in the future is that those stats are going to start becoming a lot more complicated. Like, a Gladius is good, but a Gladius is useless without a carrier, especially in a place like Pyro, where it's so big you don't have the logistics to support it. So I think those are also aspects which will start to counter into the meta conversation. Because, you know, you're not going to say, oh, well, I'm just going to use a Gladius. It's like, well, you're in Pyro. Where are you going to get the fuel, the weapons? And if you die, you're just going to go on a one-way trip back to Stanton and have to go all the way back out there. So do you really want to use that, or do you want to use this other ship that has more fuel, that can go longer, that may not be as good of a fighter, but it's got better legs? And those sorts of things happen. So,
and it's only realistic to consider those outlying factors too, like the turns and all of that, because that's how real ships and real planes are, you know. So
you can't really look at stats, right? I mean, like if you compare, for instance, like a Saber's turn and roll and stuff to a Hornet, the Hornet's just doo-doo. Like but the Hornet will never ever win to the Saber, but the stats aren't that different. It's like 40-40 150 and 43-40 38 145. It's like the numbers don't mean much in some cases.
Yeah. Well, it's pilot, but you also have to think of other factors. Like, for instance, I know in lore, Aegis is a very fine-tuned machine. So, like, their replacement parts are very specific. So replacing
Volkswagen.
Yeah, so like a Volkswagen versus something like a
Honda.
Yeah, well, I mean that's more like RSI, but like a Ford, you know, something that's common enough that you're going to be able to find replacement parts pretty easy for it. So like a Hornet is going to be a lot more valuable to somebody who just needs.
Is Drake Toyota?
Drake is Lada. I don't know what you're talking about.
No way, Drake is Toyota because Space Terrorists use it like the Hilux.
Yes. which is why
actually Toyota.
We need a Drake Mule steel, so you can turn a Drake Mule into a technical. You just rip the back out and you put a size 2 guns on that thing.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Toyota's good. I have a Lexus. It's a Toyota technically.
Yeah, there we go. I used to, but that parts got too expensive for that Lexus, so I sold it pretty quickly. But then I ended up with the same thing because now I own a Subaru, which is also owned by Toyota. So
nice.
Same you got scammed.
Yeah.
Wait, what Subaru do you have? What car do you have?
Impreza. I've got a 2017, 2018, or 2017 Impreza. Yeah. It's really good. Really
coming
good
over. I'll clean it.
All right. Next question comes
I'll clean it.
from.
I won't.
Have any of you been able to try the new Siege of Orison mission? And if so, what did you think of it? I haven't. Eralia, have you?
Yes, we actually did it together. We did it together that night. It was active on the PTU a couple weeks ago. It was super fun. It was the most fun I've had in a while. It was like a work night on Monday or Tuesday.
True.
Yeah, Jake was in there. He was it was me, him, Gal, and Rogue. I think that was the whole squad for first run. But yeah, it was like a work night. I came home late, you know, but like man, I had so much fun. We stayed on for like 3 hours or something. Yeah, it was incredible. Just even though it was buggy. It was definitely buggy in terms of like the ship with ground interplay. So like the troop spawned, troop locations, and then when the ships would spawn in, would they be bugged? Where they would fly? Where they would crash? I mean, like there was a lot going on. But once again, like this is going back to like our podcast episode, but like when you introduce something new, that's really what gets the people hyped again. So I had a blast.
I haven't played it yet, but I am looking forward to it because when I walked around it during Invictus to see and I was like, oh yeah, this is a pretty big platform. And then I looked at the map and I'm like, there are 4 platforms this size. What? And my brain immediately went to like this event is going to be absolutely nuts with just running through with hundreds of, or it feels like hundreds of enemies shooting at you and stuff flying around you. So yeah, Nick, there's more. There's 4. There are 4 platforms.
It was chaos. It was buggy as these things normally go. Yeah. It was definitely buggy, but as an overarching thing, it was a blast.
I have gripes.
Okay.
Overall, really fun, really good idea, but when you get on a server with randoms, people are legit sprinting to the front to try and finish the mission before everyone, and there's no way to catch up. The only way you catch up is if someone's nice enough to grab one of the big ships and bring you forward, or you have to catch every single tram that takes like 2 minutes or something to come. Mm-hmm. Like certain platforms are finished and you can't skip ahead. You have to go one by one. So if you die or you crash or you get bugged, you're left behind. That's it. You don't get to see the end of the mission. I did the mission twice. And both times, I got there about an hour after the mission finished. I got to the end about an hour after it finished. And then the end was bugged, which happened. But like, I honestly, like, with the way that AI is now, I find it really easy. I'd love to do a mission like that you could have like 6 people, because with 50 people, you just can't catch up to everyone. It's it's really fun. Like both times we went through it, we were behind the main group, right?
I wish they had a way to spawn you near the front, like a spawn beacon or like a flag that you could place down.
Even if you could just get a tram, if it was linear, you go platform 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can just go skip platform.
Yeah. So basically, once the first platform is done, the tram will just move on to the second platform when you hop into the original tram, rather than having to like go through.
Yeah. Wait. What do you mean? Jake said you can catch up.
Yeah. Jake said you can unlock the shuttles and you can pick. Oh, like on a map, you can pick the destination.
Well, we didn't get that through the whole mission.
Well,
I'm guessing
they've also
that's something's coming. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's for the fix.
Because I know that
for the future. Well, there we go. They fixed it. You can pick on the shuttle. We tried. It only had 2 options. We've scrolled and everything. Yeah, I know. It's there's a little stand in the front of the shuttle. Yeah, we didn't. It just showed 2. Maybe it wasn't intended to be like that, but yeah, we got duped.
We got gypped.
Players have to unlock it. Like I don't know. I mean, like nothing guarantees that players unlock it either. Like, what happens if you get to the event late? I don't know. Like, there's all these things. Like, but overall, the actual mission design and stuff. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Like, this is
good.
Star Citizen's already a game that gives you hundreds and even thousands more hours than most AAA games these days. Thousands more, like hundreds and thousands more hours of gameplay. And then they create a mission like this. Holy shit. The scale that this can go to. Oh my God. Missions in the future are going to be insane, guys.
Yeah,
can you imagine what Squadron 42 is going to be like?
This is with 50 people in one server.
Right.
That in one server where bunkers barely work, and they got this going. Like, holy shit! Yeah. Amazing job. Like, I'm complaining, but like, holy crap! Even though we were behind the main group, it was so fun.
Yeah, and like
we had fun just messing around on the pads alone without the mission.
They pull off these missions and like all of these festivals and launch weeks and stuff. It just makes me think of games that give me fond memories, like Warcraft, like World of Warcraft, where Oktoberfest rolls around and everyone plays these mini games and can go buy things at the shop, and it just gives you that feeling of immersion and community. I know that's like a really simple thing to say, but it just brings you back to those times that you spent on games that you love. That this game is capable of producing for us later as time goes on.
It feels like a raid. Yes.
Yeah, like a raid, a raid. It's the massive scale, and instead of just getting a skin right now, they're doing what they can. You know, you get a Stella Fortuna skin when there's a St. Paddy's Day event or whatever. Eventually, it can live up to having community things and events and, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's awesome.
Can I mention a small quality of life?
Sure.
AR markers. Oh yeah, baby. Have you guys noticed those?
Yeah.
Even when you take bunkers now, you get AR markers above your friends.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
So good.
Agreed.
Even my nullsec fleet flights, yeah, bro.
Yeah, like the scale of it is nuts. I'm looking forward to it, and it's obvious that it's just going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger and better from here. And the fact that eventually the Siege of Orison will be unlockable, it'll be spawnable. Like you could do missions to unlock that event, and then that event will run in a certain time. That's nuts. It's just insane.
Like a raid. Everyone from the server piles on because they're like, it's an announcement or whatever, or like it's an XP earned thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Super dope. Super dope.
Honestly, like we had a guy, after I did it with Eralia, I did it with like Bruce and Rogue and stuff. And we had a guy come back and pick us up in an M2, and there was like 30 of us in that M2. It was so damn cool. Someone was playing Fortunate Son or something over
Fortunate
the mic.
Son.
Like, it was crazy. Yes. The things open, we just like cyclones fly out of the M2. It was mental. It was so damn cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And the end with the area, I won't spoil it if people don't want to spoil it, but like there's a certain area at the end of the mission, and it's like, oh, it's so unique. And it's what we've wanted since Orison's come out.
And it also the problem is for those who don't know, is the reason why it wasn't in 3.17.1 is because when you got to the last part of the mission, it crashed. It crashed the server. You could never.
Yeah, at first it crashed it, and second, then it just wouldn't finish the mission.
Yeah. So it had.
We had that. Yeah.
The Xeno threat issues. So they're fixing that.
I mean, what did we have? Like, wasn't there a day in Invictus where 60,000 players signed up?
Yeah.
Like, holy moly,
more than a
service
lot
stress.
of launches on like Steam and stuff. It's big name. It's big name games.
That's a lot of people.
Crazy stats.
And recently, we've had like Lyric, Summit, like a lot of big streamers playing it. Tim Mac, like crazy, 100K plus during Invictus. Holy shit, dude!
Yeah,
like. People have to understand that, and I think a lot of people forget. Every time there's a free flight, the servers are bad, man. I don't know if you guys remember last Invictus. Holy crap!
I was gonna say, hard to forget.
Well, people get used to the fact that like things get improved, and they're like, "Well, how could they release this when it's so bad?" It's like every free flight is bad.
It's like no, it's
every free flight. Yeah.
I always say like wait till like 2-3 weeks after the free flight, different game.
Yeah. Completely. That's why
it's already improving now. Like,
the Siege of Orison when 3.17.2 drops is I fully plan to have my entire Vietnam War playlist to play.
Yeah, dude.
The Blast of Liberty playlist.
Heck yeah.
And the VOD sound to track 2.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
Just have
that copyright.
Use every quote I can find from various war movies, cliche as cliche as possible.
Need Tropic Thunder.
Yes. And play it with a bunch of people and see how stupid and crazy it's going to be. And I think honestly that event is going to bring people in even bigger people into the game, because that's something like that is nuts.
Yeah.
You know.
One little thing, guys, make sure if you want, there's a little binding in Star Citizen, right? So normally for your push to talk, you hold numpad plus and it broadcasts to your party and local. And then you use the alt modifier for local. I switch those around because I use the VoIP a lot, and I always hold alt modifier and then go into third person, and it closes my game. So be careful with that. In fact, I actually changed the keybind today. So my VoIP is on my equals button. There's a couple free buttons on your keyboard. You've got like your colon, the apostrophe, the backslash. Yeah, semicolon, colon.
Sorry, continue.
On,
language barrier.
American English, I understand. And then you have your up the top next to your 0, you got the minus and the plus keys. They're all free buttons that you can use. So you can change those keys to like your mouse, where this is like numpad plus and this is
That's what I do.
Do that so you don't alter for your game, please.
Yeah.
Don't do what I did.
All right, next question comes from Death Trooper 117, who asks, "What's your thoughts about ships able to hover that don't have VTOL special and atmo? The jump town plague." It's going to change. They haven't added there's a specific thing they're going to add, which is thruster. Oh gosh, it's called like thruster curves, where like thrusters that are not designed for atmosphere will not function as well in atmosphere as thrusters designed for atmosphere. It's like you're maneuvering thrusters. So you're going to get a lot more drift for ships that are not designed for it. So you'll see much harder to control like ships when they're just standing still versus something like
I don't know if you've ever tried a barrel roll in a Argo cargo. It doesn't go well.
It does not go well. Gal's favorite ship is the Argo cargo.
Yep. I use
it
whenever I can, which is not often, but
he tries.
So Gal, what you're trying to say is that, what you're trying to say is that you and me in an Argo cargo for the Siege of Orison.
Oh, Siege of Orison.
Yes, for delivering people with the Siege of Orison.
Yeah, can you imagine? Everyone's like out the side doors and like it would be
super
insane.
Tactical,
also,
and then they see an Argo cargo pull up.
Yeah.
One thing that I found recently. Do you guys remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
How many people can you
buy
stick in there?
Yeah,
exactly. The problem is we can't get them in the area, Jake.
Yeah. Jake, yeah, just for the Argo cargo.
Obviously, you don't want to be able to bring in an A2 and bomb the damn thing because you know that's what people are gonna do.
Yeah, if they can break it, they'll break it.
Something to make it kill A2s as they get close. A2 users Pepe laugh. But yeah, dude, beep everybody in. That's it.
But yeah, like there's going to be
wouldn't work though.
Why not?
Because, well, I mean, like, you know, if you want to do the whole Vietnam, you want to use grenade launchers if you want to shoot out of the Argo cargo. I don't know if you guys have recently tried to shoot grenade launchers from inside to outside of shields, but you will die.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, so don't
it's
do that.
Easy. To test it for science.
Just turn off shields.
Yeah, but you're in an Argo cargo.
You don't need them.
It's not like the sea shields do much.
Built like a tank.
True.
Yeah.
Argo, built strong.
Argo strong, army strong.
Argo strong.
That's
so good.
The whole like hovering thing is just it's a temporary measure. It's gonna eventually get changed it's one of those like
light rework pog.
Yeah, one of those things you just throw on the pile of other things that CIG is working on at some point. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be fixed at some point. But all right, next question is from Shake That Desk 17 again, who asks, what is the Genesis Starliner appreciation? Or is the Genesis Starliner appreciation falling? BMM and others are getting more shine. Well, that's just because the Genesis Starliner needs a gameplay. Just doesn't have gameplay. So there's
agreed.
I will say something that Jared, that Disco Lando says every time, which is you want your ship to come out last because the last ships to come out are going to look the best and function the best when they first come out. So. Yeah.
Cobra TV really wants his Starliner, but he has to wait.
Yeah.
Midnight Black SC asks, what's one thing you would change to improve the new player experience besides the star map? Besides the star map. He says specifically in the claim.
Beat him to
Eralia.
She hates it.
One thing to change that's not the map.
Yeah.
Or like the Moby Glass. I'm guessing that falls in the same category because they're both like the same quality of life thing. Oh, Jesus.
Eyeballs.
My first thing that comes to mind is a tutorial, like letting players have some sort of passage to take, like F to interact. I know we have that specific one, but aside from that, a walkthrough of the basic key bindings. I know it's great because we have a great community that provides that sort of content for us with like tutorial videos and stuff. A lot of great people have done those things, but having a genuine in-game tutorial, I think you can enable, disable it, whatever, like if you're making a burner account or whatever you're doing. But I think that most foundational games have a tutorial. So
yeah, I'm just gonna double up on that. Tutorials. We need tutorials. That's the only thing. We need something to help new players out. To like, here, okay, honey, grab my hand. We're gonna walk you through this, nice and easy.
You need it.
Yeah,
you need it
for Star Citizen. You especially. Need it. Yeah,
exactly. And
then you let them sink or swim on their own, because then you can just gather around the popular starting locations and drink some beers and watch new players like new birds just like take their ships off and go straight down and crash. Yeah. And like people will argue that the game changes too fast, and like the devs have said that over time that the game changes too fast. It's always evolving, so there's not a point in producing a tutorial because the game evolves around it, and that's why content creators remake one every patch or every few patches or whatever. I think the game is at a point where you can make a
basic one. It's past a point where you can make a basic one with interacting, accessing your Moby glass and the different, like a pop out that has an arrow that says, this is your comms, this is your thingy thing. I guess assign a person. I don't know how many people, this is just me talking, but assign a person to maintain or a list of like what's in the tutorial. And if something big changes, like they add a new tab to the Moby glass, sure, add that in. Or like have a couple people oversee it. I mean, a tutorial is fundamental. It's like a menu.
Yeah.
I have a hot take.
Go ahead, Gal.
I need to report a bug. in this, so when you log into Star Citizen, it's almost unseeable. But if you've logged into your account, you'll see up the top it says "Learn how to play." Literally, if you go into the read section of that, it doesn't work.
Is this not work anymore?
It's blank, dude. It literally tells you everything. But aside from Orison, it tells you even where to go. It tells you how to get out of your hangar. Look, so it doesn't work, okay? But let's pretend it does work, all right? I think they need to shove the new player stuff in people's face. More number one. So you got the play, watch, read. If you go onto the Star Citizen website, play with a guide, watch a video, read. Read gives you everything you need to know. If you find a guide from 3.11, it's the same as today. There's barely any difference.
Yeah. Which would have that also, I think that serves Eralia's point, which is like we're at a point where there's no differences. We're beyond the point.
Small.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
This button is for interact. This button is to turn your ship on, unless you keybind change it. Just like simple things that get you off the ground. You don't need to learn how the reputation system works. You don't need all of those like luxuries.
I think they should incentivize the guide system more. Because then you're meeting other players, and then other people are helping players. It encourages a positive community. If you got, I think they need to shove the Learn How to Play tab in your face. Literally, if you look there right now, it has the enlist. It's got Morph's guide. It's got Salty Mike's guide. It's got everyone's guide.
It's actually got my guide too to lore.
It's got your guide too.
Yeah.
But,
where is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's got everything there. They need to shove that in people's face because.
Listen, Gal.
But I mean, then.
Listen, this is coming from a non-manual reader, a person. I'm speaking to the lowest.
I don't read them either. I was stuck in my
specimen.
hangar for 20 minutes.
Listen, I'm speaking to the lowest shrimp of the totem pole, which is always what you do. You speak to the lowest common denominator, which is me in this case, with a person who doesn't like manuals, doesn't like clicking the extra things. If it is literally in my fucking face, on my screen when I load up the game, that is the only time I will look at it. If you tell me to watch a video, if you tell me to click a link, I'm not going to do it. And it's not because I hate you, and it's not because that blah, 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 blah. It's just because I am stubborn and because I like to just do things. And like it got me through the game because I'm just that kind of person, but it would have been so much easier.
People get so angry and say there's no guides, there's no hand-holding, and there's every resource you'd need on YouTube.
But,
yeah, but I didn't.
I mean, I'm not saying you
watch
should
a
have to
YouTube
use
video
that.
because I'm not a YouTube. I wasn't a YouTube person when I started this game. Not everyone's on Twitch. Not everyone's on YouTube.
I know.
I was not.
Twitch is a very small community compared to the big wider Star Citizen community,
including YouTube too. I didn't know who Morph was. No offense. I mean, I know him now, but like, I didn't know him for the first half year to a year playing until people were linking his stuff. I didn't know literally anyone in the YouTube, which is a fault on me. But
what I'm saying is it's on the Star Citizen website and they need to shove it in your face. I think time spent on tutorials is time taken out of the game.
I just downloaded the game.
You have
to download the game from the website. What do you mean?
That's the only time I went on it. I pressed download now, install.
I'm gonna be honest, Gal, and I say this.
I didn't buy a ship.
I said this once.
I stole one.
And I got really some people got upset about this, the last captain's table. But the reality is that you know how many times you have to click acknowledge before launching Star Citizen?
Yeah.
How many people read that?
No one.
No one. It says extensively in that whole disclaimer, like, this is a game in development, things will change, you will experience bugs, all of the things is listed, and you have to click it every single time.
You launch the game.
You launch the game, but they don't.
Even when it crashes.
And if they did the same thing where like you're a new player, here's this experience, they will just click away and go.
That's true.
People do not read, and I say this as a teacher, and the people do not play games to read. People play games to play the game, and sometimes they read because it's part of the game experience. But generally speaking, people, when they get into a game, they don't want to be met with a video or a novel. They just want to play the game. And so that's why tutorials are key for that.
Maybe even tool tip, but I mean there are tool tips, but no one reads them either.
That's why I'm saying if you put it in people's face with little markers and pop outs, that is the most likely place that they will read it more. They will at least glance at it, because if I have to go to an outside source for information, I'm not clicking. I will now because I'm a YouTube and Twitch person, but if you asked Eralia a year or two ago, I would not have given two flying fucks. It's not my thing. I wasn't into the online scene. I didn't have online peeps. I just played the game. So
Final Fantasy 14 sprouts and guides. They have that.
Yeah, I will say Jake mentioned in the chat that Chris Roberts said in his letter to the chairman that they're working on the new player experience. And this last monthly report, the narrative team had started sitting down and working on a new player experience discussion, which is good. It means that we might actually get a new tutorial this year, which is fantastic. But that's along the way. All right, so we've got 6 questions left. This one is from Jake for Gal, who asks, "For Gal, how you doing? Eralia Uwu."
I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm been awake for almost 22 hours. Yeah.
Because for those of you who don't know, for Gal, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
Oh, it's 10 now, but yeah.
When we started, it was like 6. or
I'm not going to bed. I'm going to my dad's to watch the new Obi-Wan episode. So
that's good.
And new Spy Family tonight for Weebs. Weebs out.
Yes. Okay.
Weebs
good.
Out.
It's I've gotten my wife into Spy Family. So
Weebs rise, my Weeb brethren! Spy Family tonight.
It's good to know that it's on tonight. I didn't know when it was releasing because I caught it when it started, like after a couple weeks after it started, and I didn't know exactly when.
Wait, so are you anti-Weeb or Weeb?
Or Saturdays?
Weebs out normally means Weebs go away. It's like Weebs out, Nam. Yeah, Nam Weebs out.
I thought it was Rise Up. I'm not an internet person. I'm like a fraud. I ended up here, but I'm not like a internet human.
Guys, Twitch.
Gal, the only people who hate weebs more than weebs are the only people who hate weebs the most are weebs. We hate each other.
I am a weeb.
You should know that weebs.
Ghost in the Shell is my favorite, and they ruined it with the movie.
What was Cory in the House was your favorite anime? What'd you say?
No, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was my favorite anime.
That's a good one.
Listen, all of you youngsters and your new animus.
I'm a Twitch chatter, man. What can I say?
Back in my day, my favorite anime or Chinese cartoon was why am I blanking on the name?
Pokemon.
Full House. It was Full House. All right.
Full House.
The original. You got to learn your classics. Okay.
That's a good one.
Cory in the House. Full House. All right. Classic 80s anime.
The Brady Bunch.
It's a good one. The Brady Bunch.
Gotta go back to the ultra classics.
Evangelion is good, Arky. Evangelion, if you guys haven't seen it, that's a good starter one for you guys that were past the age of 70.
Another season for Claymore.
Starting on Evangelion. It's like, cool. You just started to read. Here's the Odyssey. Good luck, kid.
It's pretty short. It's pretty short.
But it's
kind
dense.
of like Ghost in the Shell.
It's a little loaded. Yeah.
It's dense.
Have you ever tried to watch Ghost in the Shell?
Stop.
Just
Another
like
crazy.
they're all sideways timelines, so there's not like an order, but there isn't like a it's like first movie, second movie, standalone complex. Like it's just unbelievable, and they're all in they're in different universes. But it's great.
Gosh, we actually at one point. Someone was going to be in Star Citizen. One of the voice actors who from Ghost in the Shell was going to play a character in Star Citizen. I remember them talking about it. It's not the new major. It's the old. It's not the old major. It's the new major.
Major. Oh, new major.
The new major. Yeah, the one who's playing.
Still cool.
The new ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, sweet. Oh yeah. Is that happening or no?
I think so. We just haven't heard her stuff. She was playing a UEE captain, and because she made
another person to yell at us. Yay!
Yeah.
First Anna, now Ghost in the Shell.
Now, Major Mokono is going to scream at you to tell you to do better. All right. Gin and Tonic asks, Gal, what's the brand of beer on your nightstand?
It's not beer. It's crap cider. Strongbow.
Yeah,
it's the stuff that'll give you a bellyache if you drink it too fast.
I know.
I'm posting a weeb long thing.
I don't drink beer anymore because stomach. I'm sick of being unfit. I was very fit before, and I literally broke my back, and and I've been unfit since. So trying to get back into it.
Everyone,
yeah, this is
Eralia just posted. Eralia just posted a
what is that?
A wall of text. You know what you do when you see a wall of text, chat. Do it.
Copy, paste.
Copy pasta. It's so good though. It's so good, man.
If someone asks a serious question in a Twitch chat, you copy paste it and then you can get them banned. It's great. They're like, this idiot started the copy pasta, and it was actually like you because you did it second. But yeah,
it's worth.
Great. Jesus. Is this going to be like any time a Star Citizen stream raids someone else, that has to be the message?
It's a good show, man. If you haven't seen it, maybe it'll get one person to watch it, and if one of you watches it, I've done my due diligence because I think it's so cute.
Coming out?
It is.
Yes.
It's out. It's on episode like 6 or 7 now.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal, dude.
It's also simulcasting. So if you're one of those poor folks who like to watch, who needs to watch it with like dubbed rather than subbed, it's still going on. It's being released with dubs as the subs are coming out. It's like 2 episodes behind. So.
Just watch Psyche K. Psyche K is way better on Netflix.
It's good. Anyways, next question comes from Nodos42, who asks, Eralia, what are your thoughts on Orison's gravity?
So I was about a week or 2 years old. About a week or 2 ago years old when I was at the Invictus Week thing, and I saw my friend's marker. And I was trying to get there, but I didn't understand how the trams or anything worked because I don't go there because I just live at Grimm, and I thought that I could mayhaps jump across platforms to just get to her marker. However, I jump off and I fall for a while and then just die because I didn't realize it was a gas giant that has its own gravitational pull. I thought it was like an orbital station, but like bigger. I don't know. Brain does not work good sometimes. I was like, it's just like Porto or Trustler or something where you jump off and you can just float. Da 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 da. I don't know. Simple gal.
Kelly?
Yeah, that was with Callie. That was with Callie.
Man.
And then I just fell to my death.
Tragedy.
Okay. So,
of course Eralia,
you were the one who I posted that link of the bird flying and like falling off the cliff, right? That was the one.
Yes.
On Twitter.
Yes, that GIF was a roller coaster.
So the answer is that that was you, just jumping off the not knowing how to fly.
For those without context, it's a baby bird. It's like this cute lead up of like a baby bird, and the mama is preparing it, and it's getting all ready, and it's so cute, and it runs to the edge of the cliff, and it jumps off, and the GIF just like it dies. It just dies.
It just keeps falling and dying and bouncing off the side of the cliff and everything.
It's a real bird. It's not cartoon. It's literally no shit, an actual GIF of a baby bird that's
dying.
It's me when I play this game. Nodos has it. You know what?
I saw that clip. I did see it. Never mind. Oh man, Nodos is on it.
I go through the 5 stages of grief within 30 seconds. I'm like, wee! No!
All right. Next question is for me. Apparently, it's asking Astro Chronicles, who's a fantastic YouTuber who hangs out in my chat sometimes. He does all the sorts of meme videos on ships. But he I think he's asking for me. Do you think CIG will keep bodies/ships property will stay in the PU even after logout, like in Arc or Rust? Yes, I do think we're going to see like your stuff and like bodies persist. If you load your ship up with like dead NPCs now and then like land your ship and log out, I think the dead NPCs persist on your ship after you log out. I may be wrong with that, but something like that happens. So yeah, you can. That's what persistent entity streaming is. It's going to be letting Chris Roberts live his fantasy of being a space litterer, dropping random stuff into forests in various planets and then leaving them there forever.
One man's trash.
Yeah.
Does he also mean about like in the way that we're in Rust, if you log out, your stuff is still there and subject to death?
Yeah,
like your base that you built.
Is that's coming, right? That's going to happen, yeah.
Sort of. From what I understand, and I could be wrong, is that if you have a bed in your ship and you log out, then your ship will disappear with you, and then come back when you come back in. But it'll have some time where it's there. Whereas if you don't have a bed and you log out in the middle of space, your ship will persist there with your character forever. And eventually you can so that kind of stuff. Which is a reason why you need to go to stations.
Become a starving young boy.
That's the thing. So yeah, and I think that's
good question
as well. It's a good question. Yeah. All right, last two questions. Death Trooper 177TH asks, what are your thoughts on player medical droid / drone? Isn't there one with the Apollo?
Apollo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is going to be drones.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's great. I wonder how it'll be implemented. Like, but yeah.
I don't have anything meaningful to add on to that. I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Eralia just backspaces. She doesn't care.
I just backspace. Yeah.
She just goes to Klesha. It's alright. No, but
I reform and then I reform again.
VR
and then murder and then reform.
VR Planeswalker asks, what is a really is last question. What is a really undersung / underappreciated ship in Star Citizen that deserves more attention?
Not the Herald. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to take the brave
not the Herald.
Stance.
The Herald has more than enough.
I'm going to take the brave stance and say the Aurora. It's the first ship you probably have, and it doesn't have the respect that it does, because you can turn an Aurora into a mean little fighter if you want.
Missile.
It's a great missile. Yes, 400 meters per second.
Need to look. Hornet. Off the Hornet. Man, it's when
the
you think UEE.
Ship. Yeah,
bro, it's the backbone of the UEE, and it's just doo-doo. It's crap, and it's like, I spent $300 on a crap ship. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think the Aurora is still good. I still use it. I still use the Pisces and the Aurora.
A lot of
Pisces
the starters
now not underrated.
Yeah. Like the Pisces that one was
isn't
one for
underrated
me.
Anymore.
It was underrated for me. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was, but now that you can spawn it on pads is like a game changer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know what it was until it was free, and I found it in my inventory, and I was like, "What is this?" And it ended up actually being a really solid ship. I flew it around. I had some good times. It's a really solid ship. It was undersold for me.
Vibes with it.
With it. All of the starters, honestly, a lot of them, like the Titan too. People just kind of start with it and then a lot of times forget about it when they upgrade. But the Titan has actually a pretty decent fighting chance if you know how to fly it and you equip it right. And then it also has cargo storage and it's got a bed and stuff. Like it's actually a really solid one-man ship. So
I would say the most underappreciated ship that is actually a really good ship is the 315P.
Really, I don't even know.
Yeah, but 300 series are ugly, man.
It is.
It's so ugly.
It is a fast as hell ship. It's really maneuverable. It lacks a little bit in firepower because it has its.
Is it 315 faster than the 350 the R?
No, it's slower than 350R, but it's faster than the 325A and the 300I.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever sat in that one specifically. I have a 300i it was like the first ship I bought besides the starter pack.
And then it has 12 SCU of cargo. So it's got the biggest amount of cargo for 300. So it's a cargo ship.
Okay.
It's a fighter. So
the 315 is the cargo variant?
Yeah, it's the cargo variant.
Okay, cool.
So
I didn't even realize that.
Astro, what were your top highlights for it again?
It's fast. It's maneuverable. It has cargo. So
it's basically a caterpillar.
Yeah, it honestly it's like an early starter cargo ship It's better than the Avenger because it holds 12 SCU of cargo, where the Avenger holds 6, I think. So.
Okay, that's good.
And it has a tractor beam, which you can't use right now, but the
Ooh,
only problem
I
is,
didn't know that. That's actually pretty good.
What does tractor beam mean? I know what a tractor beam is, but like, what does that mean for a ship?
But bigger.
Like on a ship?
On a ship,
yeah.
Like the ship can do that?
Yeah, not yet.
That's dope. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah,
Caterpillar will have one too.
A lot of ships have them come in. I mean, even like the Cutlass is supposed to have some built into it, but they're just not in. They haven't turned them on yet. But their design is to like pick up boxes and move them into cargo bays, or to like slow down other ships, or to like that kind of thing. So,
that makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah.
Tug your buddies that are out of fuel.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have my real answer though. The Reliant, man. I love that thing with all my heart. I love the Reliant.
Is that the Dorito chip one?
Yes.
No, it's the B-wing, man. It's not a Dorito ship.
It's a flying.
The Dorito ship's the Eclipse.
Reliant core. It is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a longer Dorito because the Eclipse is like the actual B2, and then this thing is just like a fucking. I don't even know what you call it. Yeah.
It's a flippy flip. It's a B-man. Dude, the Tana and the Core, man, such good ships. They're not meta. They're pretty crap. I used to bounty hunt in them exclusively before the rework. It was Cuddy Core, all with ballistic repeaters, the shredders, and all stealth variants. You couldn't see my Reliant from more than I think it was like 2,500 meters away. It's crazy.
The Tana
I'll try it. I don't think I've flown it.
Yeah,
it doesn't work anymore.
The Tana is nuts in terms of its firepower, and it's actually it's a secret good starter ship for mercenaries because it has 2 beds, 1 SCU of cargo space, so you can carry like weapons or ammo or whatever for like.
It has 2 beds.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got six seats all up, 6 places for people to sit, so it's great for a jailbreak too.
Yeah, and it's small, and it has it's like a mini Vanguard. It has like a size like size 2 or size 3 mega cannon on it, and then and then a bunch of size 2s all over it. So size 1s all over it.
What does the Tana come with in terms of guns?
I don't remember what it comes with standard, but like
because I know that the Core is the one I have.
The Tana has I want to say 4 size 2s or 4 size 1s, and then 1 or 2 size 3s or 1 size 4 on it.
It doesn't have a size 4. There's no way.
It can have up to 6 size 2s. Yeah, there's a remote.
Wait, 6 size 2s?
Yes.
Whoa, I've been high. I've been playing with the Core. You get 6 size 1s.
Yeah. It also has nothing but missiles. It's a mini Vanguard is what it is. It's just like you want to delete something, you can delete it.
Wow.
But the problem is that it's the flippy flip. So you just have to like
know how to fly
on it. You just got to breathe on it gently, and one of the wings rips off, and you lose half your guns. So
that's how the Talon was too. So
yeah.
Bro,
you have to learn how to fly it. And the Scorpius now, apparently people complain a lot about the Scorpius wings and how it becomes kind of like a glass cannon. Even though it's a heavy fighter, it's got a lot of vulnerability there. Anything with the big flippy flips.
Did we just break Gal? Did Gal
yeah,
Gal's
it has 2 size 3s.
Yes.
He's been awake for 22 hours and now he's mind blown.
It has 2 size 3s and size.
I've been using the Toshima turrets for the Core. I've just been my entire time through because in the group I played with a guy named Space Jesus. He pops up in Twitch chat sometimes, not too often. He's like a legendary figure. He taught me how to play, and he was like, I just want to have my Banu merchantman, and we're gonna go around and be space gypsies and sell shit, and I was like, yeah, and I'll have like a Reliant Core so I can go and like ferry things, and that'll be like the cargo one. So I was always using the Toshima turrets, which have 2 size 1s, which it's pretty good. But the Gilroys have 2. You could have 2 size 3s. What the?
It is
2
a
size
mini
3s.
Vanguard. It's a mini Vanguard.
If it was 2 size 2s, it would be the same. Yeah, that's actually nuts. So 2 size 1s, 2 size 3s. That's mental. Oh my god.
Time to test it out.
Yeah.
I will be testing it. Oh my lord.
Holy
moly.
With that, I think we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much, Eralia and Gal, for coming and joining us for this question and answer session. Make sure that you are following and subscribed to their social medias. And if you would like to ask questions to our various cast members on when we go live, make sure to join us on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, live at twitch.tv/theastropub. Like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black.